Most Hyundai engines never see 200,000 miles. Some grenade themselves at 80, but there are exactly 3 Hyundai engines that, if you find one and look after it, will run past 300,000 miles. And here's what surprises people. Not one of them is modern. So the first one is the Beta 2 2-liter 4-cylinder, the engine code G4GC. And if you owned a Hyundai Elantra, or a Tiburon, or a Tucson built roughly between 2001 and 2009, there is a good chance this is what was under your hood. Now on paper, this engine is boring. 138 horsepower. No turbo, no direct injection, nothing clever. And that is exactly why it lasts. Here is the thing people get wrong about engine longevity. They think more technology means more durability. It is the opposite. Every clever feature you add is one more thing that can fail. The Beta 2 has none of them. It has a cast iron engine block which is heavier than aluminum, but cast iron handles heat and wear like nothing else. Think of it like a cast iron skillet. Your grandmother's skillet still works. The non-stick pan you bought 3 years ago is already peeling. And the fuel system is the real secret. The Beta 2 uses multi-point injection, MPI, which sprays fuel into the intake port, behind the valve. So the fuel is constantly washing the back of that valve clean. Compare that to a modern direct injection engine, which sprays fuel straight into the cylinder and leaves the intake valve to slowly cake up with carbon. I have pulled apart direct injection engines at 90,000 miles with carbon deposits thick enough to scrape with a knife. The Beta 2 simply does not have that problem. So what does it cost you to keep one alive? Almost nothing, and that is not an exaggeration. Oil in a filter every 5,000 miles with a basic 5W30 synthetic, call it $40 if you do it yourself. The one job you cannot skip is the timing belt. The Beta 2 is what we call an interference engine, which means if that belt snaps, the pistons hit the valves and you have just destroyed the engine. So you change the belt every 60,000 miles, no excuses. That is a $300 job at an independent shop. $300 every 60,000 miles to protect an engine that will outlive the car around it. That is the trade. And honestly, it is the best deal in the Hyundai world. I will tell you what I see in the shop. The Beta 2 does not come in for engine work. It comes in for the stuff bolted around the engine, an alternator, a water pump, the boring wear items every car needs. The actual engine, the block, and the head just keeps going. I've seen them pass 250,000 miles still holding oil pressure like the day they left the factory. But here's the question that matters. If a boring old 4-cylinder can do this, what does the second engine do differently? Because it is even smaller, and somehow even tougher. The second engine is the Gamma 1.6 liter in its multi-point injection form, the engine that quietly built Hyundai's entire reputation for cars that just refuse to die. So you will find the Gamma MPI in the Accent and the Elantra from the mid-2000s into the 2010s, and also in the early Kia Soul and the Rio. Because remember, Hyundai and Kia share engines. And if you go onto Reddit right now and search high mileage Accent, you will find owners posting photos of the odometer past 300,000 miles on the original engine. Not rebuilt, original. Now I want to be precise here because this matters. There's a turbocharged direct injection version of the Gamma engine, the one in the sporty Veloster and the Kona, and that is a different engine with a different reliability story. The one I am talking about, the one that lasts, is the naturally aspirated MPI version. Same family, very different life expectancy. So when you're shopping, you check for that. No turbo badge, no TGDI on the trunk. So why is something this small so tough? It comes down to stress, and this is the part most people never think about. A 1.6 liter engine in a light economy car is barely working. It is like a marathon runner jogging to the mailbox. The engine spends its whole life at maybe 40% of what it is actually capable of. Low stress, low heat, low wear. Meanwhile, a small turbocharged engine making the same power is working hard every single mile, running hot, running under pressure. That heat is what ages an engine, and the Gamma MPI barely generates any. And the maintenance is even simpler than the Beta 2, because here is the good news. The Gamma uses a timing chain, not a belt. A chain is designed to last the life of the engine, so there is no 60,000 mile belt service hanging over you. You change the oil, you change the spark plugs around every 40,000 miles, and you keep the coolant fresh. That is genuinely the list. What goes wrong? Small stuff. An ignition coil here, a sensor there, I've seen owners get a little nervous when the check engine light comes on, but 9 times out of 10 on a Gamma, it is a $60 coil pack, a 20-minute job, not a catastrophe. Compare that to a blown turbo on the other engine, which is comfortably a $2,000 afternoon. And the part situation is its own quiet advantage. Hyundai built millions of these, so every filter, every coil, every sensor is cheap and on the shelf at any parts store. An engine that never breaks is great. An engine that never breaks and is also cheap to touch when it finally needs something. That is how a car reaches 300,000 miles instead of getting scrapped at 180 over a part nobody stocks. So if the Gamma is this good, and it is the cheap little engine, you would assume the expensive one cannot possibly belong on this list. That is exactly what most people assume, and they are wrong. The number one engine is the one nobody expects. The Lambda 3.8-liter V6 in its multi-point injection form, the engine code G6DA. And this one breaks the pattern, because it is not a small economy engine. It is a 263 horsepower V6 that powered the first Hyundai Genesis sedan, the Azera, and the Veracruz SUV. So here is what makes this engine special, and why it sits at number 1 instead of number 3. It proves the rule works even when you scale it up. People assume a big powerful V6 must be fragile, because power and longevity feel like opposites. But the Lambda 3.8 is not a stressed engine. 263 horsepower out of 3.8 liters is a relaxed state of tune. It is a big engine loafing along, never strained, the same way a big diesel truck engine loafs. And once again, and you are seeing the pattern now, it is the MPI version. Port injection, no carbon problem. And there is real proof of this out in the world. There is a well-known case of an owner who bought a 2010 Genesis coupe with a 3.8 and drove it from Las Vegas to Colorado and back hundreds of times and crossed 228,000 miles on the original engine. His maintenance? Oil changes, 1 set of spark plugs, 2 sets of coil packs. That is it. That is the whole story of a 250,000-mile V6. Now I have to be honest with you because this engine asks for one thing the other two do not. The Lambda V6 does not use hydraulic valve lifters. It uses what are called solid valve buckets, and that means the valve clearances need to be checked and adjusted with shims roughly every 60,000 miles. If you skip it, the engine starts to tick, and a ticking Lambda that gets ignored long enough will eventually wear its valve train out. So this is a real cost. A valve clearance service is a few hours of labor, call it $300 to $500 depending on your shop. But think about what you are buying for that money. You are buying a luxury V6 in a car that cost $40,000 new and now sells used for a fraction of that will run past 300,000 miles. There's nothing else in the market that gives you that much engine for that little money. And I will be straight with you, this is the engine the savvy buyers quietly hunt for. An older Genesis sedan with a 3.8 looks like an old luxury car nobody wants, so it sells cheap. But underneath it has the toughest engine on this entire list. That gap between what it costs and what it can do is the whole opportunity. And that is the thread running through all 3 of these engines. So look at what these 3 have in common. No turbo. Port fuel injection, not direct. A conservative, relaxed state of tune, cast iron, or simple proven architecture. None of them are exciting. None of them will win a stoplight race. And every single one of them will quietly outlast the engines that do. So if longevity is what you actually want from a Hyundai, do not chase the newest, most powerful badge on the lot. Look for the Beta 2, the Gamma MPI, or the Lambda 3.8. Boring, proven, and built to run forever. If this helped you, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.